It is a beautiful day in Commerce City, Colorado, as Lonestar SC is getting set to take on Washington Spirit, Baltimore Armour at the U15 level of the Girls U.S. Soccer Development Academy Showcase. I'm your host, Mark Serban. It's a pleasure to be with you as both of these teams come into their second match of the showcase on the back of wins on match day one and are looking to cement themselves firmly in the playoff spots as we go through this showcase and into the backstretch of the season. We're going to step aside and listen to the playing of our national anthem, but we'll be back with you for all the action right here on U.S. Soccer's YouTube channel and ussoccerda.com. It is a very blustery day here in Commerce City, Colorado at the beautiful Dick's Sporting Goods Park. The home of the Colorado Rapids is just behind us, and of course the site where Alex Morgan scored her 100th goal for the U.S. women's national team, as the U.S. women, of course, getting set for World Cup play in France, where they will face off against Thailand, Chile, and Sweden in round one. There are plenty of players here today for Lonestar and Washington Spirit who are looking to break their way into the U.S. Youth Women's National Team pools. Many of these players, I've been told, are on the bubble, and good performances here may very well get them invited into a camp. As we get a good look at our head referee for today, Kendall McCardell out of Alabama. She will be assisted by Nicole Steiner out of Idaho on the near side, Ashley Pieper from Michigan on the far side, and the woman in between the benches is Gabby Morrison with the DC Virginia Association. There you can see the wind whipping around as we are getting set for kickoff at the U15 level. One of two feature matches we'll have for you today is coming up after this. It's the San Jose Earthquakes taking on Cincinnati Development Academy. It is tumbleweeds, but there is still plenty of excitement as it's the Washington Spirit in their red and black vertical striped jerseys who will be kicking off. I should say red and dark blue against Lonestar out of Austin in their white jerseys with black numbers and red shorts. As we are underway from Commerce City, Colorado for these teams, it is match day 2 on day 4 of the Girls U.S. Soccer Development Academy Spring Showcase. As Summer will play it back for Fairbanks, but it's intercepted by Farrell. And now looking to get forward is Loair, but she plays it out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for Washington Spirit with just about 30 seconds gone. Lonestar coming in off a 1-0 victory in the first game of the showcase against Placer United. Mallory Allen scoring in the 34th minute of that game. Meanwhile, the Washington Spirit won 3-2 against the Michigan Jaguars, courtesy of goals from Luck, Jendrick, and Kate Shepard. Shepard, the number 5, leading the team, has 26 goals in just 23 games as she's chasing the ball, and now will smartly let the goalkeeper have it as the Spirit will drop back into their shape. That is good for 6th in the entire DA at the U15 level in scoring. Shepard has also played up with the U17s on 3 occasions and has scored each time there as well. And this is the Washington Spirit side that, of course, has the NWSL team at the top of their pyramid, and many of the U19s train on a regular basis with the first team. Spirit coming into today with a record of 11-6-6, 4th in the Atlantic Division, and they currently hold the 4th wild card spot. So if the season were to end today, they would be in the playoffs, as would Lonestar, who have the 8th wild card spot, 5th division, 5th in a very, very tough Frontier Division with a record of 10-8-5. And their head coach, Wes Gaver, saying about that record, said, you know, many of those losses and draws we feel were self-inflicted wounds. Said if we can clean that up, be smarter, and learn how to manage a full game, we would have many more wins. And he feels that they can make their way into the playoffs. They could very well compete for a national title. Says when they are at their best, they are one of the best teams in the nation. So this one was looking for the run of Eggleston. The ball will remain with Lonestar. As Luck gets it back for Summer. Rolls it out. Summer's waiting in that middle pocket and under a little bit of pressure, but has good work. Intercepted in the midfield, but won back by Summer once again. Oh, that's a tremendous outlet ball to get out from underneath the pressure from Elisa Graff. A free kick will go the way of the Spirit. That was great work by Graff on the far side. And so stepping up to take this free kick is Rebecca Fairbanks, who head coach Daniel Skelton said has made huge strides within the last year. Her composure on the ball has really become tremendous, and she's also become a big leader for this U15 side. So it is Fairbanks who gets her header on it. This will roll out of bounds on the far side and will be a throw-in for the Spirit. The Spirit are missing Danny Todd and Cherry Atkins through injury, hoping that they will both be able to come back for the final stretch in that run to try and make their way into the playoffs, which will be in Oceanside, California in June. It's Lonestar looking to build. And Farrell will be whistled for the foul. Peyton Farrell coming in for high praise from her head coach, who said that the work that she does on the defensive end, it's because of her that we can play just one holding mid and two attacking mids. Says so much of what his team is able to do is because of that work she does as the number 6 for his Lonestar side. As Vlodman battling for the ball and he's able to win it, was unable to get it back though. Luck with a little touch off for the Spirit. And that's a great step up from the outside back for Lonestar to provide extra pressure in midfield, win the ball, and now they're off in transition. This is DK Ngwakwe on the far side. Cuts it back on the favored right foot, able to lift it across. Got held up in the air a little bit and allows Asia Minor to get back, wins the first ball, and gets a handball on the second attempted clearance. And so it's a get out of jail free card for the Washington Spirit. Good work from Asia Minor. See Minor, such a good job, so ferocious in the tackle. Won it the first time, went for the clearance, and the hand was certainly up by Peyton Farrell. Spirit waiting for the cavalry to arrive in the box. A good defending once again on the far side. Arrett has had a very good start to the game in the left back, or right back position rather, for Lonestar. of 40-minute halves played at the U15 level, and the wind is just unrelenting here. Still a very warm day, but a little bit more enjoyable, I think, for the players and spectators when the wind dies down. So it'll be a free kick for Lonestar. This one comes all the way in. In the end, it's easy pickings for Emily McGrain. Has started one game for the U16-17s this season, McGrain. It's the free kick. I think she was trying to get it into the center, but just a bit too long, perhaps caught up in this wind. And it remains 0-0 in the 8th minute. It's Eggleston positioning herself along the end line. And this will be the first corner kick of the game for Lonestar. It's be an in-swinger from the near side. They're starting their runs deep into the box. Comes to the back post and it's headed away by Page. On another good opportunity from a set piece. This one just outside the box. Chance for a dangerous service for Lonestar. So once again, it's Peyton Farrell is at the heart of everything. And Vlodman will come over to take. He's actually going to leave this one off. And it's Eggleston who's coming over to take it. Eggleston, 14 goals in just 15 games this season. But she looks to turn provider here. Will whip this one in with the left foot. It's going to curl all the way and in. Eggleston with her 15th goal in 16 games gives Lonestar the early lead. And it comes straight from the set piece. You have to wonder if the wind played a factor, but I think everybody was expecting a service. And Eggleston said, I'm going for glory. And it's glory indeed. The Texas side is up early on. Well, she's only played about half the games this season because she's been injured, Eggleston. Well, you understand how much better this Lonestar side becomes when she's out there. Tremendous strike rate, it continues. Two of the top forwards in the country at the U15 level playing in this game, with Eggleston for Lonestar, and at the other end, Shepherd. But so far, Lonestar has boss possession, and they have a 1-0 lead to show for it. They're building once again, but the cross too close to McGrain. Farrell wins the header. O'Toole battling. Jendrick. This one skips through, and it's Jendrick who's off to the races. Jendrick has a goal in each of her last 2 games. Unable to cut inside. Has support and metric, unable to use it. And it went off of spear at last, so it's going to be a throw-in for Lonestar. So this will be a throw-in for Grace Loer. Page won the header, but it went the wrong direction. And Lonestar to build again through the goal scorer, Eggleston. Is looking to get the ball up the line. But coming back from an offside position was Mallory Allen. Allen, the hero of the first game in this showcase. The game-winning goal in their first game. Minor with the flick on. And it will be a free kick for the Washington Spirit. as they look to get back on level terms in the 13th minute. Rebecca Fairbanks to send it in. Oh, it's a good ball and allowed to skip through. Piazza chases it down on the far side, but it's swept clear, and it'll be a throw in for the Spirit. You can see the wind taking that throw in out of bounds. In fact, never went into the referee, so we're going to do it again. How will the players make the adjustment to this wind? Balls have to be played on the ground more, and they have to be driven more than lofted so that they don't get caught up if you do want to put the ball in the air. Luck is chasing, but it's cleared away. Back for McGrain. And Allen could be in here. Just unable to find the angle, but a great work by Mallory Allen to put the goalkeeper under duress and make that block. Oh, the Spirit escape. That was a great job to never give up on the ball and come in that just really tough angle and had a defender closing it down as well. But still, great effort from Mallory Allen. Loair with the throw-in. Nice little flick on from the goal scorer, Eggleston. And lovely skill to get that inside for Vlodman. Correction, O'Toole. O'Toole thrown to the ground. It was a fair challenge, says the referee. Jendrick wanted it down the line. Instead, it's Luck. Dances away from pressure and gets it off to Jendrick. Shepard asking for it in the channel, but Jendrick can't find her. This was a good job by Davidson to step in and make the interception. This one bounces out of bounds before it can find Shepard on the far side. Very good work in goal for McGrain this time to play the ball out. Piazza gets it out wide. And the Spirit will build through their goalkeeper again in the 16th minute. DK Ngwakwe wins it back. And the early shot could be on. But that one always rising, and it will be a goal kick for McGrain. To be honest, I don't even know where that single tumbleweed came from, but it perfectly illustrates what kind of day it is here in Commerce City. Jendrick with the header. Luck battling for it. O'Toole wins it back. And just a bit too far beyond the reach of Vlodman, and it will roll all the way through for Emily McGrain. There you see the win once again with that punt. And Metric will roll this one out of bounds, so it's going to be the second goal kick of the game for Lonestar. Spirit needs to settle down just a bit. Look to find solutions. A few times there's been not heavy pressure, but light pressure. Time to make a decision, and yet the first ball played right away. Six players in the box for Lonestar as the corner comes in. And the header will roll wide of target. Be another goal kick. It's a good look at Shepard, who would like to see more of the ball in this game. It's good effort, just got to direct that header goalwards. And I love the Spirit's commitment to build out of the back. Actually got a chance to go to the Spirit's professional team's first game of the season, and their 2-0 win against Sky Blue, and they do the exact same thing. Try and work the ball out of the back every single occasion that they can. Flodman looking to pull the strings in midfield once again, able to get it in to Ngwankwe in the channel, and she fell over on it, landed on the ball with her wrist, and so it's going to be a handball against Lena DK Ngwankwe. Nineteenth minute. It's so hard to judge those headers with the ball swirling around like that. Still though, playing that ball up into the air. It's Piazza trying to chase it down, and Ngwankwe smartly lets it roll out of bounds for a throw-in for Lonestar. A heavy challenge in midfield, and Lonestar will win the free kick. Farrell's going to leave this one off. So Michelle Davidson will look to serve it in. Six players queued up across the top of the 18. It will bypass all of them and go out for a goal kick. This showcases Lone Star's first 3 games of the month of April. Before that, their last regular season game was March 30th. But it's very important to note here that even though these are crossover out-of-division games, they do count toward the standings. So 3 points on offer, and very important for both of these teams as they look to cement their spot in the playoffs. This one of 57 games being played today, and 315 overall from last Thursday all the way through to Tuesday of the upcoming week. Davidson settles so good with passing the ball out of the back, and you saw that there, but Eggleston was dispossessed. So it'll be a throw-in for Metric. Over the head of Jendrick. Davidson gets it back to her keeper. Oh, great job by Paige to escape the pressure. She gets it back to her keeper. Oh, it was a great idea on the distribution, but just over the head of Graff from McGrain, so it'll be a throw-in for Lone Star as we are past the midway point of the first half, and Lone Star has a 1-0 lead courtesy of an Eggleston free kick in the 10th minute. Rolled forward for Shepard. Peyton Farrell spins, leaves it off for Eggleston. Good step and clearance from the Spirit defense. DK Ngwankwe. And well intercepted by Fairbanks. Fairbanks to bring it out of the back for the Spirit. Is looking for Asia Minor, poked away from her by Scott. Farrell, oh, what a smart ball. They're able to keep it in, but that pass over-seasoned as it was looking for Ngwankwe, and it rolls out of bounds before Allen can get to it. In fact, they're going to call a free kick. Shepard plays it forward. Davidson touches it out. Shepard providing the high pressure, and Hernandez has to get it clear. Pop forward by O'Toole for Ngankwe to chase. DK Ngankwe tracks it down in the corner. And it's off her last, however, so it's going to be a goal kick. Good running, though, from DK Ngankwe. It's making her 24th appearance of the season, getting her 15th start today for West Shaver's side. Graf flying forward. Showed just a bit too much of it. And Scott was able to clear it off of Graf, so it's going to be another Lonestar throw-in. All right, we'll take it. And Arret being moved back about 5-6 yards. It'll be a free kick for the Washington Spirit. Sommer, one back by Vlodman. And a smart layoff from Graf. This is a good build-up from the Spirit through the midfield. Jendrick looking to cut inside. Is unable to find the feet of Shepard. This is a great step from Davidson. Minor, good touch. Forward for Shepard. Shepard brings it down, was unable to weave her way through. But this is much better from the Spirit. This Metrics pressure helps to keep the ball from getting through the midfield, and luck comes up to get it out of bounds. A great job, though, from the Washington Spirit to not allow Lonestar to break in transition. That's something that head coach Daniel Skelton told me his side had been working on in the run-up to this showcase. So that they were working on their transitioning from attack to defense. This is a good transition from defense to offense. Jendrick able to get to the byline, pulls it across. Minor misses it, but Shepard's there. Swing and a miss, falls kindly for Minor, and cleared off the line by Davidson. Still an opportunity, and getting down to make the save is Hernandez. Tremendous action in the box. And Lonestar, never giving up, continues to keep their 1-0 lead. It's Davidson coming across to make the clearance. There were a few crucial blocks there. Jendrick, who's been the most dangerous player, got it across. Shepard did well at the second bite of the cherry. It fell kindly for Minor. Hernandez got something on the first one. It was just enough to allow Davidson to get across the end line and make the clearance. And then there's the handball. But even so, a great save from Hernandez. You give her a double save too, because if she doesn't get a touch on that looping shot from Minor, I think that goes in before Davidson can get there. And now an opportunity at the other end, but out to smother it will be McGrain's. O'Toole's header into space. As she's going to chase it, but over there first is Paige, and she'll usher it out of bounds. So thrown for Loair. Eggleston got inside metrics, but couldn't get past Rebecca Fairbanks. Lovely piece of improvisation to scoop that one up for Jendrick. Farrell dispossessed by Summer, but is able to win it back. Gets it forward to Eggleston. She has a go and leaned back as she shot it. It's a good idea. It's a great turn and had the space. You just see her falling back as she shot it, and that's why that ball went on an elevator. As Shepard wins it off of Mallory Allen. Mallory Allen came back in October from an ACL injury that kept her out for the majority of last season. Still though, even though coming back from an ACL injury, she has 9 goals on the year. She's looking very sharp here. Eggleston weaves her way through the defense, looking for the far post, and picks it out beautifully. It's a double for Eggleston and a 2-0 lead for Lonestar. Well, there's that transition from defense to attack, but it's a lovely solo effort. Eggleston danced her way through, knew exactly where she wanted to go with it, and picked out the far corner with a ton of composure, a very clinical finish. Eggleston and Lonestar, 2 goals to the good on the half-hour mark in Colorado. Look at her, pick her head up, knew exactly where she wanted to go with it, and then focused just on the ball and striking it across her body and across the face of McGrain to give the Texas side the 2-0 lead. Now, what will the response be from the Spirit? Danny Skelton talked about the fact that his side needed to work on their transition from attack to defense, that there are times when they'd lost the ball, they'd get caught out and wouldn't be able to get back quickly enough. I think that was one of those occasions. So especially in the altitude of Colorado, it becomes even more important that we balance our defense and our attack, because you can't have in the altitude so many players going forward that they can't get back. And so to make sure players pick and choose the right times to make their runs forward, so that if they lose the ball, they do have enough players behind it. Well, some of it was that, but some of it was just down to the brilliance and skill on the dribble from Ella Eggleston as she bangs in her 16th goal in just 15.5 games this season. This one played on the ground, intercepted by DK Ngakwe, and her shot will go all the way through to McGrain. Farrell and Shepard collide. Shepard landed awkwardly on top of her, but she looks to be okay. It's good work from the Lakeway, Texas native to win that ball off of Shepard, and even though she was clattered into, she still had the ability to play it back to her center back to get out of pressure. It's not only the defensive work that she does, but then when she wins the ball and she's in a tight situation, she usually finds that outlet ball to relieve pressure and start the attack, and you saw it there. The only reason it was halted was because she was fouled. It's a good ball driven in, goes all the way through, and skips all the way to the keeper. Quickly rolled out for Graf. Dispossessed by Eggleston, who's on a hat trick. Eggleston looking to get to the byline, but the door is shut. And now Piazza, she has had poked away from her. And Graf doing a great job to get back and not allow the cross. But it, unfortunately, from a spirit end, rolls out of bounds. It's the third corner kick of the game for Lonestar. And it's going to be Eggleston who's coming over to take it. Her head coach said that, I believe if it wasn't for the injury that's kept her out for about half of the season, she would probably have been called into a national team camp by now. Well, she's certainly making her case today. 2 goals already, 1 from a free kick, 1 from the run of play. And now this corner kick whipped in the wind, skips all the way through, played back across. All it needed was a touch, but it doesn't get it. Eggleston, and she went for the goal from a very tight angle, perhaps want to put that at least toward the top of the 6. You just love the fact that she always has eyes for goal, Ella Eggleston. It'll be another goal kick for McGrain as we take a look again, and just nobody able to get their head onto this. And then it was whipped back across by O'Toole. There were just no takers. Then another chance to send it back across right here, but perhaps just trying to catch the keeper unawares that are near post. It's Vlodman who's over it. From this distance, you're either going to drive it or look to kind of float it towards the penalty spot. This time she went for the shot and hit it too hard, and you could see head coach Wes Gaver saying too much lift on it. Hernandez hasn't had too much to do, but she's been stellar when called upon. So we head into the final 5 minutes of the first half, and her side has a 2-0 lead. Farrell. O'Toole. Arrett getting forward, and that's good defending. And now the break could be on. Shepard has Miner and Jendrick ahead of her. Puts it in, looking for Miner. Quick off her line, though, is Hernandez to quell the danger. A good break, though. Just needed a little less weight on that ball. And so it goes from one goalkeeper to the other in the 36th minute. You see this time McGrain keeping that punt down. O'Toole, smart flick on. And that's good skill from Mallory Allen. Looks to be limping just a bit, but she seems okay. Loer with the throw-in. Is the ball from Jendrick and flips it over Shepard. Luck, intercepted by Allen. Left off for Farrell. It's lovely passing. Vlodman trying to squeeze it through. Eggleston crowded out in the end. Well, you see the ability to pick out a pass from Tia Vlodman. So many players would have just laid that off out wide. She tried to thread the needle and very nearly did. So it'll be a throw in for the Freedom. Scott. Shepard takes the ball off of her feet and wins the free kick. Shepard, tremendous work rate. Danny Skelton said, I know she has all these goals, but she doesn't get enough credit for the work that she does off the ball, often to win it back, or when she's not on it, to put herself in those positions where she does get her goals. This is one forward for Eggleston. Off of Summer last. So it'll be a throw in for Lonestar. Taken in for Farrell. Metric will get it back to her keeper. Final minute and a half of the opening 40. Loair gets it inside. O'Toole looking for the half yard of space to get a cross off. We'll leave it for Allen, who's dropped into the midfield. Allen back for Loair, who's venturing forward. And Loair just didn't get her foot wrapped around the ball. But still, you love to see that from an outside back. She's gotten more confident to press forward as this game's gone on. And that was a smart time to go, and was just unable to provide that service in the end. So it's a goal kick for McGrain inside the final minute, plus whatever stoppage time deemed necessary by Kendall McDrell. Lovely touch from Miner to bring it down. Intercepted by Arrett. Pushes it out wide for DK Ngakwe. Eggleston, she's been everywhere in this game. And it fouls kindly for Allen. Smashes it off the crossbar. Allen still fighting for it. It will be whistled for a push. Oh, Allen's so close to going into double digits for the year. The crossbar is the goalkeeper's best friend. And how that might have killed off the game before halftime. And she was just drifting. Saw it coming in, struck it well, had the keeper beat, but the crossbar comes to the rescue, and the Spirit are still in it at just 2 down as we've reached halftime. So Lone Star dominating the game in possession and dominating the game on the scoreboard as they have a 2-0 lead at halftime. We're gonna step aside, but we'll be back with you for the final 40 minutes here at the U15 level. Welcome back to Commerce City, Colorado, and Dick's Sporting Goods Park, where Lonestar SC leads Washington Spirit Baltimore Armour 2-0 at halftime of this U15 match. Lonestar getting both goals from Eggleston, a free kick in the 10th minute, and then a lovely individual effort in the 30th, and they've really bossed this game. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they make any adjustments, but also to see what the Spirit does to try and claw their way back into this one, as it's been a dominant Lonestar performance. The Spirit did have a couple chances, but Hernandez stood on her head. However, it was Eggleston who was the star of the show in the first 40 minutes with this free kick whipped in. Just look at the curl on that ball. Some real pace as well, as this one zipped in. Not much the keeper could do about that. I think everybody was expecting a cross from that angle, as she caught them all by surprise. And Eggleston playing just her 16th game of the season, as she look at going through the defense and then firing it to the far post. A lovely move right there to get around Paige. And she was off to the races. Just one look up at goal was all she needed, and she buries it just inside that far corner. And that is why her Lonestar side have a 2-0 lead. There's one more look. This goal is worth a look at every angle. And then just before halftime, Mallory Allen would hit the crossbar. That would have been 3-0, but it's still game on as the second half is underway at Dick's Sporting Goods Park in the 2019 Girls U.S. Soccer Development Academy Spring Showcase, featuring over 3,300 girls and 315 games from the U14 through the U16-17 level. So this is Asia Minor. Started as a center back with the Washington Spirit, but has since moved up to play as a forward and has done an excellent job there. In fact, Minor had 2 goals in the last win before the team came out to Colorado in the 5-1 demolition of PA Classics. And this is Minor on the ball. Nice little one-touch off for Luck. Luck had a goal in the 3-2 win over the Michigan Jags to start the showcase. And a Shepard, who had the game-winning goal, is looking for pull one back here. That one drifting just wide of the post. But a good start for the Washington Spirit to the second half. If they pull one back, it's going to be a whole new ball game. You have to feel that Shepard would be the woman to do it. One in the midfield by Summer, clipped away from her. And Bennett, who came on as a halftime sub, will get it back. Graf being policed by DK Ngakwe, off for Minor. And that's a great ball by Fairbanks into the channel, but Shepard unable to chase it down, and it will be a goal kick for Lonestar. Well, they've come out with a renewed vigor, Washington Spirit. And they've been on the front foot for the first 2+ minutes of the second half. Still work to be done. It's a good look at Danny Skelton and his Washington Spirit staff. Santino Quaranta there as well. Minor battling for the ball. Jendrick coming over to help her. Good shielding from Jendrick. Unfortunate that it bounced off of her last. This one over the head of Lodeman. And Fairbanks plays it right into the center where it's intercepted. O'Toole squares up to Paige, leaves it off for Eggleston, buries her hat trick. A mistake in the back, and they take full advantage. Good hold of play, and what a layoff this is from O'Toole. Great movement around her by Eggleston. One touch to settle, and another to arrow it to the upper corner. It is Ella Eggleston and Lonestar SC3, Washington Spirit 0. Ella Eggleston now with 17 goals in just 16 games. And now you understand why Wes Shavers believes that she would be in a national team camp had it not been for the injury that has kept her out for the majority of this season. And a great layoff from O'Toole. So many players, their eyes would have been so big, they would have tried to run at the center back and finish it off themselves, especially because Eggleston was on the other side of her, but good composure held it up, and then the nice layoff. O'Toole just a year ago was playing on the reserve team and has since worked her way into the starting lineup with this DA side and has been a huge contributor for them, and she gets an assist. Her dad played professional soccer and her brother was in the U.S. national team system as well, McKenna O'Toole. Luck tries to play it forward. Gets the benefit of the deflection, and it is going to be a throw-in for the Washington Spirit. It's a Spirit side that finished their season with 3 of their final 4 games on the road. So if you include the Spring Showcase and their last regular season game before they came to Colorado, they are finishing out this 2018-19 regular season with 8 of their final 9 matches away from home. Shepard trying to turn. Spirit will finish off the showcase tomorrow with a match against the Rain Academy. Well, Lonestar will also be right back in action against Real SoCal. As O'Toole has it poked away from her. All right, steps into it. Was over the head of Lodeman. So it'll be a goal kick for McGrain. All right, it's done a good job of stepping up from her outside back position. Both her and Loair rather have been very smart in picking and choosing their times to go up. This is O'Toole again, looking to connect with Eggleston. A hat-trick hero. Spins away from the pressure and leaves it off for Loair. Good battle from Jendrick, and she plays it through looking for the run of Minor, but it will roll all the way to Hernandez. Hernandez taking her time, forcing Minor all the way up. Graf will leave it off. Rebecca Fairbanks drives it toward the top of the box where it's intercepted by Loair. A correction, it was Arrett in the interception. but it's going to be another throw-in. And it will be for Arret and Lonestar, as the referee pointed the wrong way and then pointed the other way and said, my bad. Eggleston, Shepard closing it down. And a good job by the center backs to work it out of traffic for Lonestar. Both Isabella Scott and Michelle Davidson have started all 24 games this season in the center back position. Always important to have that continuity, especially between your center back pairing. Shepard gets it inside. That's a strong challenge, but a fair one. Forward for Eggleston. Page matching her step for step, and it will go out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Spirit on the far side in the 50th minute. Graf getting forward. Minor overlapping on the near side, but Graf couldn't find her. Just a bit too far ahead of DK Ngankwe, and it's a good challenge from Fairbanks. But it's poked away before it can reach Minor by Arret. So it'll be another throw-in for the Spirit, but Arret did a great job to jump in there and not allow the Spirit to set off on a counterattack. Jendrick wins the free kick. And it looks like Luck is going to take this one. Referee not happy that Allen tried to jump in front of the ball right away to slow it down. It may not be the rules of the game, but from Allen's perspective, that's exactly what you should do until the ref doesn't allow you to do it anymore. DK Ngakwe rolls it into the space for Vlodman. Unable to get by Fairbanks. Minor's header. That one rolled past Farrell. Spirit maintained possession. Piazza gets it out wide, a bit too far out wide for the run of Jendrick, or Summer rather, so it will go out of bounds. It's a good chance for the Spirit to try and lock in here and win it back. They do just that. 52nd minute. LA Eggleston has the hat trick for Lonestar. 2 goals in the first half, 1 to start the second half. And it's the Austin, Texas side that's in the driver's seat. Oh, great job to judge that and bring it down by Page. And this is Minor. Graf gets it forward. And Shepard just unable to keep it in bounds. Over the head of Eggleston and Summer. Fairbanks. Anna Page, who joined this season from the Soccer Association of Colombia, has some defending to do here. Eggleston skips past her, and a great job by Piazza to come back and win that ball, helping Page out. O'Toole wins the battle of the number 4s, but the ball won't stay in for Eggleston. I'm questioning, the ball not stay in, or was Eggleston offside? Oh, there's your answer. The ball's going to be played on the ground. So offside was called. One back by DK Ngakwe. Working on Graf. And tried to slide it inside for Allen. Shepard has Scott draped all over her, did a great job to keep her held in midfield. Minor spins, plays it up the line, is looking for the run of Jendrick. Jendrick unable to get there. Graf stays up and wins the ball. Minor stretching, unable to reach it. And DK Ngakwe gets it into midfield for Vlodman. Vlodman trying to thread this through. It's a great run. And this is O'Toole, has Eggleston. O'Toole goes for it herself, and it's pushed to safety by McGrain. Left off for O'Toole, flicks the header on, but nobody making the run in behind her, so it will roll into the arms of McGrain. It's a nice little move to get around Fairbanks. And not sure if she was going for the shot or whether she was trying to curl that one back around for Eggleston. Either way, it was a good save in the end for McGrain. So the hit from distance bounced dangerously right in front of Hernandez, but good positioning is able to deal with it. And Hernandez, lovely distribution right onto the head of DK Ngakwe. Unable to keep it in. It'll be another throw in for Graf. Lise Graf getting her 16th start of the season. Shepard rides the challenge from Farrell, gets it to the far side. Emma Bennett plays it back. The cross comes in for Luck, gets by one, but can't get by the keeper. It was a nice turn from Luck. Did well to get around the first defender, but Hernandez read the danger and quickly came off her line to scoop it up. Minor battling. Oh, lovely touch to get away from DK Ngakwe. Graf stepping inside. Oh, and that's better from the Spirit, but the move breaks down. Eggleston spins. Vlodman wants to leave this thrown off for Arette. Love the way that Shepard is always battling. She starts all the way up top, usually on the last lady, but comes all the way back into midfield to win the ball. As we're gonna have a double change for Lonestar. As DK Ngakwe comes off. As does O'Toole, who had the assist. And on comes Leah Wang and Brenda Caceres. So Caceres making her 19th appearance. And Wang her 3rd of the season. As Minor skips past the challenge. Has Shepard on the inside track, elects to go back with it. Let's see if she has any support. That's great skill by Minor just to keep the ball, and she didn't have that many options. She wins a throw in for her side, quickly taken. What a great job by Farrell to step in and get the ball forward for Lonestar. Page, looking over the top. Jendrick has to chase it down in the corner and runs out of room. It's a handball as the assistant referee on the far side has her flag up to alert the referee. Good work from Ashley Pieper out of Michigan. The AR2 on the far side. Could see the field lined not only with parents but college coaches as well. Even a week before the event was set to start, already over 220 college coaches had registered to come scout at this event. And plenty more walk-ins as well. Then on top of that, for the U.S. Women's Youth National Teams, there's 24 scouts on hand in Colorado here, including the 3 talent ID managers and the director of talent ID, Meryl van Rijbroek. That's a Dutch name, so I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. My apologies. And then other youth national team staff are on site as well. Eggleston gets to it toward the back post. Caceres. Allen. And McGreen gets there to prevent the corner kick. Allen's sister is a member of the U18 Girls Youth National Team and also plays her college ball at UNC. So a real role model, not only for Mallory Allen, but for plenty of these Lonestar players to look up to. It's Shepard who's over it. So we're just past the hour mark in Commerce City, Colorado, Dick's Sporting Goods Park. And Shepard drives it straight at goal, right into the arms of Hernandez. Hernandez is an 05 playing up a year. It's another player that Wef Shavers believes if she can clean things up and turn some weaknesses into strengths, that she should be invited into a national team camp. A good position right there, just needs to make sure she catches that cleanly, doesn't give up any juicy rebounds. Miner brings it down. Luck being told she has to come off for a second. And the reason she's coming off is because there's a little blood on her lip and you can't play when you have blood, obviously. So just trying to wash it out and get it to close, and now she'll be allowed. So she's gonna have to stay off, the referee says, until the referee gives her permission to re-enter. So I think it's a break and play both teams could use in the 63rd minute, because Vlodman was unable to thread it through. So for a moment, the Spirit are down to 10 girls. Luck still not being given permission by the referee to come in. Is this one played through? And this will be a free kick at the top of the box as Vlodman goes down under the challenge. To my right, the San Jose Earthquakes U15 team has just arrived as they get ready for their 1:30 game against the Cincinnati Development Academy. They have the best offense as well as the second best defense in the Development Academy. Just 4 goals away from the century mark, and they've only played 26 games. As Eggleston brings it down and cleared to safety. Miner coming back for it. Love how Miner just never stops running. There's Miner to win the ball again, but it's won back by Eggleston. Oh, lovely move to step on the ball from Eggleston. Still unable to get around Mary Sommer, though. Good defending from the Washington Spirits, number 6. Eggleston. Vlodman. Vlodman steps into it and scores. "4-0. And Vlodman, known for picking out the pass, this time takes it herself. Lovely cut to get it onto her left foot, and then lifts it toward the far corner. And even though McGrain got a hand on it, it wasn't enough to stop the shot from Tia Vlodman, who scores her 5th goal of the season. And Caceres chasing, forces it back. It's Vlodman once again. Such good skill, lifts her head up, knew exactly where she wanted to go, focused solely on the ball and drove through it. I think everybody always expects Vlodman to try and slide it through for one of the forwards making a run. You have to credit Eggleston as well, because it was her run to the other side that opened up the space for her to cut to her left and get that shot off. And Brenda Caceres has been a real live wire since coming on as she helps win that ball back. Miner battling for it. Good strength by Asia Miner to bump Allen off the ball. And now the Spirit looking to build. This one skips by Miner. Shepard is in. Shepard one-on-one against the keeper. And that is great work from Hernandez, never giving up. Shepard wants a call, but she's not going to get it. Hernandez came out and stuck with it. And with 14 minutes left, the clean sheet still intact for Marlon Hernandez and Lonestar SC. Eggleston. And Page did well to get the block in. And McGrain keeps it from going out for a corner kick. Davidson's going to let this one run all the way to her keeper. Forward by Page. Shepard tracks it down and wins the first corner kick of the game for the Spirit. So what can the Spirit do with their first corner kick? They look to play it short. Fairbanks unable to turn and get the shot off. And away comes Davidson. Center back pushes it forward for Eggleston, but it's won by Anna Page. Summer dispossessed by Vlodman. She helps it on to Eggleston. Plays it forward for herself. Page won the foot race and steers it to safety. Eggleston works away in the box, tries to pick out the far corner. Very nearly did. Well, something out of nothing there from Eggleston as she's looking for her 4th goal of the game. Bears repeating, now 17 goals in 16 games, and she doesn't seem to be done just yet as we head into the final 12 minutes. Ella Eggleston. Graf gets it back for Fairbanks. Miner brings it down. Still battling for the ball, Miner. And she's run into touch. So it'll be a throw in for Lonestar. Asia Miner, you can see that that right arm is tucked in just a little bit. She suffered a brachial plexus injury at birth, which is when the nerves of your arm are pulled from your spine. And so that's why her arm is inverted. But U.S. Soccer did a great feature on her, just her spirit, her determination, how she never gives up, and how she's risen to be one of the premier soccer players, not only in the Washington Spirit Academy, but in the DA as a whole. And just such an awesome person, Asia Miner. Not only a great soccer player and great person, but a great leader as well for this Washington Spirit side. And that's definitely worth watching that video on USSoccerDA.com and US Soccer's YouTube page. And Asia Miner, despite the scoreline, has had a very good game today. It's been really good in those 50-50 challenges. It's been really skillful on the ball and has done a good job of stringing together passes. Lonestar, though, have just been on another level this afternoon as they have the 4-0 lead heading into the final 10 minutes. One in the middle by Allen, who's done a great job, not only in the midfield role, but also up top where she started the game, showing her versatility. So one thing you see about both of these sides is that they not only come out in the generally preferred across the DA 4-3-3, but both of them can also play 4-4-2s as well. And I talked to head coach Danny Skelton about that, and the fact that a lot of teams, as we'll get back to that in a second, Shepard just can't find her 24th goal of the season. But getting back to it is the fact that, you know, a lot of times, especially when you have a professional team at the top of your pyramid, they want complete vertical integration. But the reason that they give Danny Skelton and the Washington Spirit Baltimore Armour, as you take another look at that chance, the opportunity to teach the kids different formations, is that, yes, you want them as they go up to maybe the U16, 17s, and especially the pro team, to be able to slot in seamlessly and understand everything that they're doing. But they've noticed over the years, especially looking at development academies in other countries, is that when you teach them only to play one way, that they kind of become like robots who don't really know necessarily how to adapt. So even within that vertical integration, they want teams to learn how to adapt, to learn how to play different formations and different kinds of styles. And so that's one thing that Skelton has been given the freedom to do with his Washington Spirit Baltimore Armour side. He said the professional team gives us definitely a decree of the way they'd like to play, and they tell us what principles they want and what they're looking for in their players, but they give us the flexibility to pick our formations and show them how we want to play the game. And that's something that I thought was really interesting and really cool, and definitely a development across development academy soccer going into professional sides, is that, yes, you want them to play the same formation as that pro team, but you also want them to have that adaptability and learn how to play many different styles. So 74th minute, 4-0 Lone Star leads the Washington Spirit. Lone Star all but looking to go 3 for 3 when they go into their final game of this showcase, which will be tomorrow against Real SoCal. Washington Spirit just about 6+ minutes away from having their 2-game winning streak snapped. And they will look to finish the showcase with a 2-1 record, hopefully, when all is said and done, against the Reign Academy. So that'll be a really good battle of 2 academies with NWSL professional teams. Spirit started this showcase 2 days ago with a 3-2 win over the Michigan Jaguars. In danger of being kept off the board for just the 2nd time this entire season, the Spirit, as Graf gets it inside. Shepard, she's always looking to have a go. Shepard, this one deflected across, and it might work out for Jendrick. Unable to direct her effort goalward. Hernandez did well as Shepard took the shot, and the block came in from Scott. Jendrick did well to get on the end of it. Was really just trying to catch up to the ball, get something on it. Perhaps you'd like to see her pull that back across goal from that angle. So that's good composed play from the center back, Anna Page. Anna Page, as we said, joined from the Soccer Association of Columbia this season. And the main feeder clubs into Washington Spirit, Baltimore, Armour, are the Soccer Association of Columbia and Pipeline Soccer Club, which Sean Rush has done a great job of building in just the last few years. And Pipeline even has one of their offshoots of their club, which they've started all the way out in Hawaii. One of the players who came over from Pipeline we saw in the first half, an outside back, Haley Metric, I should say. Of course, many other players from around the metro area come to play for the Washington Spirit Baltimore. Taylor Jendrick joined this season from Maryland United. Came into this one with a goal in each of her last 2 games. Looking to get on the end of this free kick from Fairbanks. This one is going to bounce all the way through over the head of Emma Bennett. And it'll be out for a Lone Star throw-in. Daniel Skelton's really happy with the play of Taylor Jendrick. Said, you know, it's not easy for any player to come in from, in this case, the Maryland State Youth Soccer Association play and go right into the development academy. And said, but she's gone in, she's learned a lot in a really short period of time and is now a starter with this Washington Spirit Baltimore Academy side. It's been a frustrating day for Washington Spirit, but have to give the credit to Lone Star. They've played very nearly flawless soccer here as Bennett punches it forward. Jendrick flying down the line. Shepard asking for it at the far post, but the cross not allowed by the Lone Star defense. Will be the 2nd corner kick of the game for the Washington Spirit. And Jendrick will leave this one off as she makes her way into the box. And looks like Luck is going to take it. They went short with their first one. Looks like she wants to put this one into the mix. 6 players in and around the box for the Washington Spirit. 3 of them lurking right around the top of the 6-yard box. Bennett makes her way in as well. They do go short for the 2nd time. Luck gets the cross off. held up in the wind and will bounce out of bounds. Went off of a Lonestar player last, so another corner kick. This time Lux does, though, into the box. Fairbanks is there, but getting to it first is Eggleston. And on the bench, Lonestar just had players switch jerseys, so I'm not sure who's going to come in, even though I believe Allen came out and is now wearing Grace Loer's jersey. Well, you can see there's two number 10s, so I'm thoroughly confused, but I think, as many of you listening through the broadcast know, I started the day thoroughly confused as this one goes out of bounds for a goal kick. And the final 30 seconds plus whatever stoppage time deemed necessary by referee Kendall McCardell. So on comes a number 10. Caceres taking the inside route, has Eggleston to her right and two players to her left. I tried to leave it off, but they're able to get it clear. Believe it's Allen who sprays it out for Caceres. Caceres looking to fizz one in. Took a deflection on its way and Luck seizes the loose ball. Over the top by Shepard. And it might bounce for Jendrick. Chasing back and battling is Grace Starr. Good work from the Lakeway, Texas native to not allow Jendrick to get past her, as a minute has elapsed in stoppage time. In the dying embers of this match, Lonestar will take all 3 points back to the Frontier Division standings. Reminder, coming up next, it's number 1 versus number 3 in the nation at the U15 level as the San Jose Earthquakes take on Cincinnati Development Academy. That will be a good one starting at 1:30 Mountain Time on US Soccer YouTube page, US Soccer DA's Facebook page. So we will have a free kick for the Washington Spirit. Lonestar bench checking their watch. Shepard's free kick. Hernandez drops it and picks it up. Did well to read it and come out. Just can't give up those rebounds. But no worries in the end as she keeps the clean sheet and Lonestar run out 4-0 winners over Washington Spirit. Baltimore on Armour. A hat trick for that woman, Eggleston, to start this game. And then Vlodman finished it off in the 65th minute. As Lonestar will look to end the showcase with a perfect record when they take on Real SoCal tomorrow. But for now, it finishes Lonestar 4, Washington Spirit, Baltimore Armour 0. I'm Mark Serber saying so long for Commerce City for now, but a reminder to join us shortly when the San Jose Earthquakes take on Cincinnati Development Academy, also at the U15 level. 4-0 Lonestar win.
put my camera in the camera bag, so it's going to go black.